a lot of the things that you've been speaking about today, there is kind of a yin and a yang, isn't there? You know, the movement around skills kind of has to be underpinned by their digital enablement. So you mentioned a few things today, digital wallets, you know, even the alternative reality content that you're doing. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, your view around the skills ecosystem and the requirements for technology enablement to underpin that?
Yeah, really, really great question. So the lab, and I'm going to say I'm completely invested in this philosophy, believes that the ability for an individual to have visibility into career trajectories and be able to capitalize on making their own skills, what they know and can do, visible, that's really important, visible to the talent marketplace, is a moral imperative, right? That drives us. So by not facilitating this effort, we then support the previous standard of a degree pedigree and social networks that will reign over and provide the basis rather than truly empowering opportunity seekers to be able to showcase, again, what they know and they can do, which makes them eligible for job roles that match their skills. So I believe there's like 6 steps to enhancing an individual's digital discoverability, and some of this moves into the, the technological. So, but it moves us closer to a connected skills ecosystem. That's a really important point, is the interconnectedness. So job roles and academic programs need to identify associated competencies rather than just learning outcomes, right? Or job functions. It's human work to do this. This is a human element, not the technological element. Yeah. There are some technologies out there now to help, some templates, but essentially employers and academic institutions need to associate their programs with competencies, because it comes down to, and when I've been using skills and competencies, I've been using them interrelated. Competencies have skills, knowledge, skills, and abilities, dispositions, multiple areas. Skills are more, can be more behavioral and specific, but we've seen in just normal nomenclature, they start to merge together. So that's human work, the first step I said. The second one is the compilation of these competencies into an open digital competency frameworks and open skills. Examples of this would be CTID, which is a credential engine standard, CASE, which is one ed tech. There are others. There's frameworks, rich skills descriptors are around skills, but having an open schema to talk about these competency frameworks allows information to be shared across organizations and departments and technologies. Okay, so this is human work to compile them, but it's facilitated by technological tools. The adoption of a standard, the utilization of technology systems to be able to compile those competencies into open digital competency frameworks. Okay, so the third piece, we now have to take all these competencies and these frameworks and the skills and link them in the learning experience or the earning experience. So whether that's through an upskilling and linking of those skills into a job role, or whether it's as part of a master's program or a technical program, we now need to link all of those things together into the learning experience and tying the skills and intentionally communicating to the individual what is being learned, how it is being assessed, and what is being accomplished is key. So this could engage technology systems like learning management systems, student information systems, HR training systems, development and advancement, employer systems, and transcription systems and portfolio systems. But these are how the technologies we can use to start to connect those pieces to the learning experience or the achievement experience through the workplace as well. There's 3 more steps, and I'll try to go as quickly as possible. So the fourth one is the rests solely on the organization. This is the last one that are organization focused, because then we're going to move into the learner focus, and it's the documentation of the achievement. And so this can be done through digital micro-credentials. We talked about the 21st century skills, digital micro-credentials. There's tools called comprehensive learner records or learner employment records, are means of transcribing those skills into a formal record that can capture, validate, and verify what that individual has achieved. From there, those were all 1 through 4 are really the responsibility, the onus is on the organization. When we get to 5 and 6, we're in the space in the skills ecosystem that begins to shift to the learner-earner. This is the collection and the skills gained across job roles, learning organizations, credentials types, and personal assertions. What I say I know and can I do, maybe it's not verified. But that's where that's where those terms I was using earlier about learning wallets and other tools for cataloging and disseminating the compilation of the best of who I am so that I can put it together and through, this is another kind of vocabulary term out there, self-sovereignty. I'm in charge, I have agency over what I know and can do, and I can share it with others that I choose to in the job talent marketplace and specifically with employers. So that then we start to shift over to the individual who has responsibility in this space, but there's technological systems underneath that are facilitating that human agency. And then we get to the last piece, which really isn't the last piece, but this is the resume of the future comes in that will allow every individual to showcase the best me in the talent marketplace and to use that directly as a signal with employers to either find me or for me to send it out. And ultimately, this final step in the process or in the skills ecosystem that's emerging leads to what we have to tackle. And I don't think we're there yet, but I'm jumping in. I want to deal with this one too. This is going to be my next project. It's called Last Mile to Hire. How do we get it out of my skills records, showcasing the best me into those employer records so that we can traverse it and or for upskilling and internal mobility and advancement within an organization? Those are the 6 steps.
Amazing. I was going to ask you as a final question, what would be your advice, if you had the magic wand, but I think actually your explanation around the 6 steps has way more clarity, way more utility for us to take that on board. Naomi, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I don't think there's a better place to end than that. And yeah, I really look forward to everything that Education Design Lab is going to be doing now and into the future. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today. Appreciate it.
Really, really honored to be here and delighted. And, I think partnerships like the partnership we have with Edalex and the Bean Center are going to be essential for us to really not just to do this in our own local environments, but to start to elevate skills across the globe.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Naomi.
Thank you, Margo.